Yo, what's going on, you WBE type fans? ItzSawk here with week 1 of the recaps for the Shield division of the WBE. I am not alone.
Hey, how's it going, WBE? My name is JB Westside, and this is actually the Sword division.
Oh, it is the Sword division. Wow, I'm really good at this.
Good start, boys. Good start.
Hey, we're off to a fantastic start. But actually, let's just jump into our first game, which was a really interesting start. We have A-Drive versus Boffin.
Yes. Yeah, okay, so in A-Drive versus Iron Boffin, Iron brought a team of Suicune, Mega Altaria, Metagross, Rhydon, Spiritomb, and Jolteon, while A-Drive brought Kieran Black, Skarmory, Gastrodon, Mega Manectric, Florges, and Talonflame.
Looking at this game, there was a lot of hacks kind of going through.
Yeah.
The turn 2 crit was really pivotal in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I think that
the prediction on the Suicune was a really solid play by Dan, though.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great play, and the crit just made it even better.
Yeah.
I think it 2-code anyway, so it wasn't
I'm
like
sure
too crazy.
The Shadow Claw we're talking about, I believe.
Yeah, the Shadow Claw crit did not matter. The Fusion Bolt crit turn 2 did not matter because it would 2-code anyway, and that Suicune, unless it was Scarf, which it proved wasn't, wasn't going to do a whole heck of a lot. Hack kind of secured it with the freeze on the Metagross and Jolteon getting the special attack drop. Also, I have one other thing to say. Best Gastrodon color.
Okay, I mean, agreed, but like, one thing I do want to point out in prep was I was a little iffy on why Boffin didn't bring Weavile, specifically because low kick Weavile sort of just claimed one, but after battling back on the hacks, I feel like, it's just only so much you can do at that point.
I did like how he did show his win con after the hack shows. It's like he knows he can still try to get back to this game, like with DD Mega Altaria.
Yeah.
He got rid of Skarmory, it had a real shot at getting him back in the game. Dan just kept the pressure on to get the win. And also, the Flower got 4 kills. I'm calling silliness.
Another thing, like, Boffin knew his win con was getting rid of the Skarmory, but I feel like he had better ways of getting rid of it than the team that he ended up bringing on his roster. But yeah, it's just, like specifically Blaziken, I felt like could have helped a lot with the Skarm set Dan brought, like specifically a special Blaziken, but it's again it's a hindsight thing.
Absolutely. With that being said, let's move into our second game, which is Mochi and the Toronto Togekiss versus KK and her Los Angeles Spice.
Alright, and KK brought a team of Porygon 2, Mega Houndoom, Ninetales, Garchomp, Mimikyu, and Crobat. Mo brought a team of Latios, Uxie, Cobalion, Whimsicott, Raikou, and Mega Absol.
Awesome to see the Captain of the Swords of Justice do some work.
Absolutely. I will say, though, that had that Cobalion set not put in as much work as it did, Mo had really no answers for Houndoom in Sun. So, Cobalion putting in the work that it did early game was, really, like, bigger than it seemed, obviously, because, it did exactly, sort of roll her team, but yeah.
Yeah, it was really nuts. I think that's one of the most pivotal moments of the match is just Kay not putting the Mimikyu in to stop the Cobalion with Let's Snuggle Forever, which is such a glitzy move.
It really is. Another play, like, Kay knew that the play on turn 2 was to click T-Wave on the Cobalion coming in, but she didn't click it. Like, she wanted to click it, she just decided not to. Had she done that and paralyzed the Cobalion early game, it would have been a much different game, I feel, but hey. I also want to point out that she did play pretty well after second half of her team to Cobalion, but
Yeah, she played fantastically trying to whittle it back. However, Scarf Lottie, that was a good set.
Did click T-Wave on a Mega Absol, though. That's just something you have to, like, know in prep not to do, but again...
I mean, people learn, like... Yeah. Also, I was kind of confused on return on the Porygon 2 instead of Tri-Attack. Maybe I missed it in our Team Builder section, but I was kind of confused by that.
Yeah. I mean, Porygon 2, I believe, has the same physical attack and special attack, but...
Yeah, it's just
it's very similar, but yeah. And another thing I want to point out about Mo is Memento was kind of a wasted differential point, but again, that's something that won't matter week 1. It could come back to be an issue towards playoff time. Maybe that one differential makes a difference, but who knows at this point. I don't think he really needs to click Memento.
Going off that, though, I think it did secure him the game because Mimikyu could have been a threat if it was that SD set.
True.
Like, SD set with the Let's Snuggle Forever could have been a really, really bad thing, so Mementoing it, going into a mon that can kill it, just ensuring the win. I don't mind him sacking 1 point to ensure a dub, because he could have gotten counterspelled pretty easily.
That's fair.
With that being said, let's go into our third game of the week, which is Wolfglick versus Patters.
Alright, Wolfy brought a team of Weezing, Duosion, Excadrill, Mega Blastoise, Mandibuzz, and Gengar. Patters brought the team of Terrakion, Tapu Koko, Swoobat, Snorlax, Hippowdon, and Gyarados.
This was such an interesting game.
Such a fun video on both sides too. Like, I highly recommend checking out this game. Both of these guys are just great commentary, and their game is
absolutely
a lot of fun.
The commentary on both of these videos were absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Looking at Patters, YOLO. That was fantastic. I loved that. T-Spikes were really helping this game, and also Taunt Mandibuzz was a great time to stop the Lax, and good time to use an early game to kind of let him know you're in control.
Yep. Sandforce Hippo was actually pretty smart bringing on Patters part too. I felt neither one of them really wanted to mess with Sun, and then, or Sand, excuse me, and then Patters, bringing Sandforce Hippo was, I felt like, pretty smart. Not
absolutely.
That buff.
And Duosion reflecting on the predicted SD was great, along with just the Duosion. I didn't realize it had 120 special base attack.
Yeah, it's the same as Reuniclus.
That's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Well, it looks like I know what I'm drafting next time I have a draft.
Yeah. Wolfy, though, just played to absolute perfection. Predicted very well. The freaking Excadrill play on a +4 Terrakion. My God. That's just...
This man.
That's just something that comes with being one of the best players in the world. Like...
That's absolutely correct. Also, the absolute manhood of the man to just be like, you know what? Does he go for a Z move here? I think he has a Z move. It's Open Z. This seems like it'd be a Z move. You know what? We're at 4 seconds. YOLO. Yep. Clicks the button, gets the prediction right, and proceeds to win the game. It's just something you don't see.
Yep.
And it's actually fantastic.
I do want to point out something on Patter's side. He had the Swoobat set up with Electric Seed and a Calm Mind. At that point, he switched out against the Scarf Drill. I feel like you kind of just have to play the Rock Slide miss at that point, because if he misses Rock Slide, you can very well win that game with Swoobat. So, again, you just kind of have to play that miss, I feel.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Patters played well and predicted for the most part. It's just Wolfy was just on another level. Like, yeah, no disrespect to Patters. He played that game very well.
Yeah, Patters played the game very well, and I expect him to do well later on.
Gengar MVP, by the way.
Oh, Gengar was so cool to see. However, one thing I do want to point out is losing Megagara to the Blastoise. It let Duosion win.
Yeah.
Like, losing Megagara just let Duosion just come on in and do Duosion things, which I didn't know I would ever say in my lifetime.
For sure.
Something else I didn't think I'd see in my lifetime is this next match, which is Joey versus John, which is the Bronx Beartix versus the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yep.
Or Pelipers. Sorry.
Pelicans, Joey brought a team of Piloswine, Mega Glade, Gothitelle, Comfey, Bronzong, and Crocodile. Pokemon brought Decidueye, Diggersby, Slowbro, Magneton, Mega Diancie, and Mudstell.
Joey trapping the Magneton with the Gothitelle was really cool, and it let Comfey just open the door for Comfey later.
Comfey, the set was perfect. There was nothing John really could do to prep against that set. It's a really good thing on Joey's part. Joey knew his win con immediately and did exactly what he needed to do to get it set up to win. So, well played there.
Exactly. And props to Joey for understanding the chip he needed to get in and make sure each Pokemon was under a certain percent, or what he had to have chip on, what he didn't have to have chip on, in order to just kind of, I'm going to say, emphasize where his team needed to go, kind of condition John into do certain things to help Joey just kind of win the battle. It was almost clinical from Joey.
Yeah. That's one thing I really like about how Joey plays League games. He doesn't care about differential. He just cares about getting the win, and that's something I respect because that's how I play my League games as well. Like, if I get the differential, cool, but I want to win the game at the end of the day, and that's exactly how Joey played.
But yeah.
Something I want to point out on Pokemon's side is that he prepped well for Monza Dencom. Like, he prepped a ton for Breloom, and he didn't really prep as much as he could for Comfey, and that's just, something that happens in prep. It happens from time to time, and that's just something that comes with the nature of League play in general.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Also, I thought Diggersby was really cool.
Yeah,
even though John lost, the Diggersby set was perfect.
Yep.
Also, Offensive Decidueye was pretty cool. Yeah, Offensive Decidueye was pretty cool.
For sure.
And the horse was in the back.
Oh, dude. You guys know I love myself some Mudsdale.
His profile pic currently on Discord is Mudsdale.
Dude, that's my boy Horse.
That's the horse.
I had to.
The horse is in the back. Going into the next game, we had a very interesting match between Duncan Kneedeep and Deathly I Am.
Yep.
And Duncan ended up... Yeah, Duncan can't die. Duncan ended up bringing Araquanid, Blacephalon, Jirachi, Hitmontop, Zygarde, Good Boy, and Vikavolt. And Deathly ended up bringing Greninja, Tyrantrum, Gligar, Rotom, Celesteela, and Cofagrigus.
Yep.
Now,
immediately it stood out to me that Duncan didn't bring Mega T-Tar. I felt Mega T-Tar just had a great matchup against a lot of Deathly's team, but I mean, hey, if he was scared of certain things, it's fine. But it's just Celesteela in particular, it's whatever. There's one thing I noticed immediately off prep.
It does do a decent number to what Deathly brought, at least. But looking at Deathly's entire team, it had a good matchup, but I wouldn't say it needed to come.
Yeah, for sure.
I do love the Vikavolt that he brought, though.
Absolutely.
It was a Trick Room answer while killing Celesteela. It's just fantastic prep. Shoutouts to his front office, which he credited for that. Also, big fan names were fantastic. I loved that. That was really, really cool.
Duncan did prep incredibly well for Trick Room Cofagrigus.
Yeah, it was... Honestly, his team was almost perfectly built, I would say.
Yep. Trick Room did eventually go up, but it was so late in the game it didn't really matter. Duncan also prepped incredibly well against pretty much any Celesteela set. Like, that Celesteela just had no chance this game. Duncan prepped amazingly for it. Again, shout out to his front office. And him for playing it well.
He kept the pressure on 2. There wasn't much Celesteela could come in on and try to beat. The only 2 I can think of being Jirachi, that's like locked into like Iron Head or something, and Hitmontop, because Araquanid hits neutral. Blacephalon nukes it, which I want to talk about Blacephalon quick. Blaze was so good in this matchup.
Yeah, it was.
And Deathly sacked all 3 of his mons that even quasi-checked
that's the thing
it right
that,
in a row.
Deathly just sort of put himself in a really bad situation early on in the game. He was just throwing mons out like Grin and Gligar. Like, he just threw mons out at some point. I get, he was tilted after the head smash miss, but come on, you still had a chance to bring that back. It's, it's whatever. It's Pokemon. You get tilted.
And honestly, the one play I think is a big play is him going into Greninja and clicking Water Shuriken. Yeah. He easily could have bluffed the Scarf and swapped out from his Greninja and gone to something like Gligar to say, and let Duncan think that the Blacephalon was going to get outsped by a Scarf Greninja, and making Duncan play like that with the conditioning can change the entire platform of a game. So maybe something like knowing when to bluff, knowing when not to bluff, could be something that he could look forward to in the future. Obviously, something to note is Scarf Blacephalon always at speed plus 2 Celesteela.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick calc to run.
That was rough.
Yeah, I mean, I personally have even ran Scarf Blacephalon multiple times to outspeed like base 60s at plus 2, such as like Magearna, for example, is a very common one that I've done it against.
That's fair. I do want to point out the Gligar set was really cool that Deathly brought. If it was an EV Light set, he was a dual dance Gligar set, but don't run Gligar without EV Light. It doesn't live hits.
That's the round 2 god. I don't know what you're talking about.
It still doesn't live hits.
No, it doesn't live hit, but it's the round 2 god.
It is a round 2 god. Shout out to our boy.
Shout out to Dorian.
All right.
But Mega B not coming was kind of questionable in my opinion.
Yeah.
Looking at Duncan's entire team, Mega Beedrill had a really fun time against this team. Like, Drill Run, Dual Stab was fantastic. But yeah, that is kind of that game. It was a really, really cool game in my opinion. It was the game of this conference of the week in my opinion. Duncan just played so perfectly, and he took advantage of the head smash miss and just kind of steamrolled.
He really did. He played that incredibly well, and his prep was very, very good as well.
So we go from an offensive game to a more bulky game. We're heading right into Steve versus Mr. Talon, which was the Milwaukee Sawsbucks versus the New York Marauders. Steve ended up bringing Clefable, Thunderous Therian, Azelf, Vaporeon, Aggron, and Mega Garchomp. Mr. Talent ended up bringing Mega Audino, Ambipom, Empoleon, Nihilego, Buzzwole, and Latias.
I really liked a lot of the prep on Steve's part. I thought T-Spikes was a really good bring on Nihilego. I thought Z-Gunk Shot was really fun on Ambipom, needed a little bit of chip. It's a really cool scene. Cool set. And then the Latios set, was great since Steve does not have a Dark type on his roster, so very easy to take advantage of Lati's bulk and recovery.
Oh, absolutely. I think the Latias set was perfect this week, and it's a perfect time to see how nasty stored power is in League format because Mr. Talent didn't have to think twice. He just had to realize when he needed to recover and when he needed to calm mind, and getting up to +4 split, +3 special attack just won him the game.
Yeah, I really thought that Talon's prep was overall very good. He knew the threats that Steve had, and he had a lot of stuff for those things.
And not to say Steve
Great
had bad
analysis,
prep.
good analysis.
Steve's prep was really, really fun too, in my opinion. Clefable was awesome along with the Thundy. The timing on the Z move was really, really good.
Yeah, that was something I felt that Mr. Talent should have scouted for. And again, if Steve had Nasty Plot on his Thundy, he really could have put in a lot of work, because Thundy was just sort of sitting in front of Talent's team for a lot of, quite a few turns. He could have just, set up, got a couple more kills with it. But yeah.
And even could have pushed Talent to bring in the Latios earlier than he needed to.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some chip damage on it, and you could have done something with it, maybe like, I don't know, the Clefable or something like that.
Yeah.
But hindsight is 2020.
Exactly.
Lottie is a threat. Could have been prepped for more.
Mr. Talent got a few bad luck drops with on Lottie with I believe Spatak drops with Moonblast and stuff like that. But Lottie ended up pulling through in the end. Great set, great prep all around. And yeah, that's Pokemon for you.
Yeah, it's Pokemon for you. Really, really good game. Another good game, at least on one side, was the next game, which is In Vivid Color versus Numb Nexus, which is the South Texas Sablez versus the Pittsburgh P-Shoes. Vivid ended up bringing Mega Sharpedo, Nidoking, Alolan Sandslash, Noivern, Mew, and Galvantula.
Yep.
Nexus brought Zapdos, Exploud, Mega Medicaeon, Skuntank, Swampert, and Duoblade.
I love Vivid's prepping this game as well. Every Mon that Vivid brought put a ton of pressure offensively on Nexus's team. And yeah, it was just a really cool team. Put a ton of pressure on him.
Absolutely. Going Mew on the Swampert early game was fantastic pressure and kind of shows Vivid's playstyle, playing more aggressive. He knows when to play aggressive, and as we'll see in later weeks, he'll know when to kind of back off, when he needs to have a little bit of bulk around. I said it in his interview, Vivid's one of the best players in format, in my opinion. He is absolutely incredibly good at this game. Getting rid of the Exploud with Mew DMZ was awesome. Also, that was an amazing quad screen.
That was pretty good.
That was awesome. The easiest way to avoid the copy strikes. Plotting up on Zapdos with the U-turn was actually a really solid play, although I don't understand Nexus's U-turn there. I believe he said something like he predicted him not to stay in.
Yeah, he was calcing for a defensive Mew, which after clicks Nasty Plot, you can't be thinking that it's a defensive Mew at all. So, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
That's just something you kind of gotta know.
Yeah.
Can't really put
letting Duoblade fall really is not good, because it was one of the best things he had to keep alive, just to kind of keep around. However, Nidoking just dented this team.
Yep. So
when Nexus said, I believe it was 6-3, he's like, yeah, it's over, GG. I understand, because, Nidoking just wrecked everything, but still, I would like to see him play a little bit more offensive when he thinks it's GG, just to try to get the differential down. Because he easily could have brought that from, a 5-0 down to, probably a 3-0.
Yeah. I want to point out the Sandslash set that Vivid Pop was really cool. If Crash hit that game, it sort of just got a kill. It was a Z-Hell set with Focus Sash, or not Z-Hell, it was just a Focus Sash Hell set. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I love seeing those little creative and small sets that you don't see very often.
Yeah, it ended up getting sad.
Had a chance. Had a chance to do some work.
Yeah. It was a cool set for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
No Goodra was rough on Nexus's part, simply because, Nasty Plum, you put in a ton of work and it was best, special wall to deal with something like that. But hey, it's another hindsight thing. Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. This was such a great game on Vivid's part. However, that's not saying Nexus played badly. It's just Vivid was kind of in his own.
Yeah, he controlled that game very well with his offense that he brought.
Yeah, offense kind of put Nexus on the back heel. He couldn't really get it back, and Vivid just kind of steamrolled this game. That was kind of the feel of a lot of this division's games, at least.
For sure.
Which brings me to my next point. If you guys are wondering where are the other half of the games, guys, the other half will go up later today. Jacob, as always, and Dr. Slacking have those recaps for you. They will be going up later sometime today. I don't know when exactly they're going up. I have yet to talk to him about that, but we will be double-checking on that. But yeah, JB, do you have any last words to say before we let the WBE fans go?
Yeah, turn your ad block off, please. I need to eat.
I mean, that is something.
Just saying.
Yeah. Anyway,
jokes, obviously.
Of course, jokes. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a rating down below, positive or negative, and let us know why in the comment section down below. What you guys think we could do better. Any feedback is nice to hear, positive or negative. There is a difference between good and bad feedback, though, so be sure to know your feedback. With that, be sure to subscribe to the WBE channel and check out all the coaches and analysts down below in the description. With that, I'm going to get on there today, guys, and peace out, Scouts.
Peace.